for the Savage Circle.
We'll continue this.
How are you doing this evening, ladies and gentlemen? We have a wonderful cavalcade of personalities for you. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Where's she going? I was about to introduce her first. She left. All right, she left the screen. The hostess of the evening, Amanda Shills, aka Skills. I don't know why I keep calling the AKA.
God.
Drop the AKA. Because you have such a bright personality sometimes.
I know, but I have such a dark soul. It's such a conundrum.
Hey, it's a radiant bundle of fascinating contradictions. She is the co-owner of Salta City Sounds as well. We have the Boneyard.
I call him that too.
Bones. Yeah. You know what I mean? The co-owner of Boneyard too. Sorry. Y'all ain't sending me memos and you expecting me to do all these
David.
Hey, how am I supposed to do the promo if I don't get the memo? Anyways.
It usually falls in my lap if you don't do it.
Yeah. My bad, bro. All right. The man you just heard was Driving Under Insanity, DUI. And we have joining us in-house, Sam Crowley. Okay.
Got it.
And Phoenix Fire is remote. So we got a lot of personality. There's so much to touch base on. There's certain situations that we have to avoid where it comes to, aspects of the table. I'm not going to be too specific. But yeah, I got to send this link. And I have to, if you see a glitch, it's because my internet is about to switch. So that being said.
It was a smooth man, David.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Why don't you do a commercial then?
Yeah.
We have a new sponsor this week, remember?
Yeah, yes, we do have a new sponsor this week. It is Soulicious Pepper Sauce.
Check it out.
At least this time you said pepper sauce.
Did you just use my finger, guys?
I might have just used your finger.
Oh, you dropped. I gotta go.
Uh-oh.
I got it.
Oh, no.
It switched. Okay, I dropped out. I'm back in. I told y'all we was about to have a switch. Now we can Soulicious Pepper Sauce. Let's get them going on here. There we go. Boom.
Mac, Soulicious Pepper Sauce. Too hot for tech. XX Inferno. We have 2 flavor. Bring one for your friend or even your neighbor. Yeah, you know that, Mac? Soulicious Pepper Sauce. Too hot for tech. XX Inferno. We have 2 flavor. Bring one for your friend or even your neighbor. Soulicious Pepper Sauce. Look on the ingredient. No fat in it. And we have spices, yes. Soulicious Pepper Sauce. We have the niceness. Put it in drink and spice it up, yes. Soulicious Pepper Sauce. We have apron too. So worth to eat. Just right.
Motherfucker, that's metal.
Yeah, that's metal.
That's metal.
Oh, please, no. Nobody else with finger guns, please. This has been the last 4 hours of my living hell.
Oh,
it's so bad.
Oh, man. They couldn't get any cornier if we were out in the field.
We need James so we can have the kung fu fighting against ghosts again.
Oh, man, definitely.
We had a guy come on that was bugging for weeks to come on. God bless his soul because he's fucking great. But anyways, he opens up a pack of the world's hottest gummy. Pops it in his mouth and he's eating. He's going nuts. 5 minutes later, I'm like, how are you? He's like, it's not too bad now. Rip open another and popped another. And then the next 25, 30, we couldn't say anything.
So
there's a new hottest gummy.
Who's your favorite band? And I'm like asking him all these serious questions. We're like dying on the floor, karate chopping the air, drooling in the sink.
There's now a hotter gummy bear.
Yes.
There's now a new hotter gummy bear than the little nitro that you've tried.
Really?
They're basically it's insane how hot they are. So, but I can hook you up with some.
For sure. Please do.
I did the gummy bear that you talked about last week while doing an embalming machine escape. I had and I did it as a water escape too. So the gummy bear was in my mouth while I was doing a water escape. It was pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah. So on that note, why don't you actually tell us what you do, sir?
I don't do anything. I don't know. Why am I here? No. I'm Phoenix Fire. I have a show called The Stranger Danger Thrill Show where we touch your emotions inappropriately. I'm a sideshow escape artist, fire performer, and I do crazy things that you should never try outside of your home or in your home or your grandma's house.
Fantastic.
I've seen that show live, and yeah, it can be frightening.
It sounds like something to see for sure.
You have no clue.
That I have, I'll send you the video I have.
Speaking of sending videos to multiple people simultaneously, give me a moment.
No, his show is great to watch. It's fucking phenomenal.
I treasure all the times that Christopher has let me do horrible things to him, like stick things through his cheek and stick things to him. Those are all treasured memories.
Yeah.
My favorite memory though is when I fell off the machete ladder, and I used you as like oh, you strong man, save me.
I'm here for you.
I remember that. Yep, that was great. Oh,
yeah. So do we restart the stream because we didn't change the title?
What? Nah.
No.
Whatever.
Fuck it.
It is what it is. Fuck it.
It is what it is.
I'll change it when we restream it on Wednesday.
All right, cool.
I mean, we got to this point on the fly. There's no being
professional
about it
than
now.
getting on the stage or you doing your performances. Like
it's our little shit show. We have fun with
it. Exactly. Yeah, Speaking of stages and performances, 2 segues in a row. What is it you do, sir?
Now, where do I do it? Who do I talk to?
Yeah,
anyway,
dude, wherever you want to look at, it's up to you. We don't care.
Yeah, you can look at anybody. It doesn't matter.
Look at me, Sam. Look at me.
Oh. Chris wants you to look at him. Chris wants you to look at him.
Okay, I will look at Christopher because I miss him so much.
There you go. Make sure you make faces. I'm sorry.
What I do, I play in a bunch of different musical projects. I'm in a band called The Electric Dead, which is kind of like horror rock kind of thing. I play in a black metal band called Temple of Night, which is kind of early 90s-ish epic black metal. I have a dungeon synth project that I've released on Bandcamp, and I am in the process of getting ready to release. I'm part of a blues duo called The Wake, and we're getting ready to release our first.
I can't wait.
Song for that. So,
and when is this first song getting released?
Is that my cue?
If it was, you missed it.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sitting here.
You blew it.
It's over.
It'll be fine.
I'll have it ready and everything. It's like,
no, we know. It just wasn't a plug for you.
All right, so
here it comes.
Yeah, when did that start?
This is where we. That's actually a funny story. Maddie, the singer, and I, we got into a Facebook conversation.
I remember that Facebook conversation because I think I was a part of it at one point.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, just talking about old Delta blues stuff and how we should do this kind of thing, and then we actually got together once. He came to my house. We had some chili and we jammed some old Robert Johnson songs, and but then he got busy, I got busy, and nothing happened. And it was probably like close to a year later, we had another Facebook conversation that rekindled it, and that's how we actually followed through. And yeah, we.
TJ, you'd be amazed at how many little side projects in the Niagara region start on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like seriously, because I know Derek like 3 years ago was talking about doing an old school death metal band thing when he was doing a lot more of the Green Jelly video stuff, and then that just kind of disappeared. And then Temple Night came out.
The Temple of Night story is really funny. I don't know if you want to.
We want to hear it all.
Yes.
Tell us everything.
So,
you're at the tell-all table.
Your show right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is you and Chris. The only one that's going to tell you to shut up is Chris.
He loves me. He won't say that. I'll take it.
Shut up.
When you come back.
Soda?
Yeah.
All right.
So what happened was the whole second Electric Dead album was written, and we were rehearsing the crap out of it. And I knew that if I wrote any new songs, those were going to get shelved for easily
a year or two,
at least a year, if not 2. Yeah, and that made me sad. So I started writing I've been into the old Norwegian black metal stuff since the early '90s. So, and I'd always meant to do like a really big epic kind of project like that. So I started writing some songs and recording them. And I went to Long McQuaid and was talking to Bile, our bass player, because he was there. And he wasn't the bass player at that point, though. I just told him, I said, hey, this is what I'm doing. And he said, if you ever need a bass player, let me know. I said, okay. I went back to Long McQuaid maybe a week later, and Pesta, the other guitar player, who was also working there, you know, Derek or Bile had told him about it, so he was like, I want in. I'm like, okay, so now there's a bass player and a guitar player. And I knew Valhalla from a band we played in our early 20s, which is a long time ago.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories that go around at the old get-togethers at the shows and that.
Oh yeah.
Like it goes deep in Niagara Falls.
It does, yeah.
Especially when Cam shows up.
But so I messaged Valhalla and I was like, hey, we're doing this. Would you be interested? And she was immediately on board. So I went back to Long McQuaid and told the other guys, I was like, look, we've got everyone except for a drummer. And they were like, talk to this guy. And that's how we got Impaler. And that was it. Within 2 weeks, it went from this just project I was doing just to kind of kill time and keep writing to a band full of like insanely talented musicians.
Oh, there's some, you all are in that band. It's,
I mean, how many bands can say, especially black metal bands, can say they have a doctor in the band?
Right.
Our keyboard player, like, she is a doctorate of doctorate in music. She is like a legit opera singer. She's sung in Italy and everything.
Oh wow!
Like,
She's amazing. Yeah.
So official.
And we have a whole Green Jelly connection and the Various connection and
Dustwalker.
Dustwalker.
Like,
yeah, but such talented people. I was really lucky to throw all that together so fast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And all the songs are kind of made on the fly, aren't they? Like you came up with the riff, and then it kind of gets passed around. Everyone does their parts, and
that's kind of how we're doing it more now. The first batch of 5 songs were songs that I had written, and then we're just kind of learning them. And of course, they're all much more amazing at their own instruments than I can, programming it or faking it. So they took those parts and did fantastic things with them, and made it so much better. The newer songs that we're writing are more of a collaborative effort where someone might bring in a basic structure or a bunch of things, but it isn't like, oh, and here's the guitar part, like here's what I've come up with, and then everyone just has their stuff on top of it. So it's really
collaboration.
It's way more of a collaboration, which is awesome.
It gives each artist the freedom to throw it in. It's not like here's your guitar part, play it note for note.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of bands in Niagara Falls that do that, and they don't really play more than 1 or 2 shows a year. I've come across that in Niagara Falls. So I've only lived here 11 years now. So I've been always the outsider of the scene. So I've met a bunch of people that are like, oh, here's what we're playing, and that's it. Like, well, that's not music to me. I want to, I want to help create something, not just play what you're telling me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel, I don't know. It's like, just me.
In hip hop, it would be like doing a lyrical collaboration and me saying, yeah, but you got to write this down because that's what rhymes with what I said. And it's just, it takes away some of the substance. I find like when people are able to create from their own inner workings, that they get the best quality of work, especially when they're actually enjoying what they're doing and there's no real pressure to create. That's when, like, even these last few months, I've done so much creative stuff, including this endeavor. And I don't think I would have been able to focus on it. Yeah, you were waiting for me to slip up. I saw you writing pounds.
I don't know what you're talking about, David.
You want to tell him why?
Tell him why what?
Okay, David. Cool. Anyway, so like these last few months, I've been able to, focus on the production aspects of what I wanted to do. So I guess what I want to ask you is, have you been able to find more time for your arts, or is there something else that's taking up your time right now?
No, that's a really excellent question, and I find it's something that has impacted like a lot of the musicians that I know. I'm finding that for people there isn't a lot of motivation out there. Like everyone's kind of like
Nowhere to play. There's, like,
yeah. So I've been practicing, right? And I've been writing some more blues stuff for the wake. But again, the Electric Dead is still at a standstill because the second album is recorded and we're just waiting to release it. And plus we can't rehearse or anything. And then like Temple, we've got a pile of songs ready to go, like for the next bunch of recordings. But we just need to be able to get together and rehearse them. So like everything's kind of ground to a halt. But you know what? With having 4 musical projects on the go, it's been, I'm going to be honest, and I'm sure a lot of other musicians will be like, no, blasphemy. It's been okay, right? I miss playing, and I miss working with my friends and colleagues and having a great time with that. But like,
creativity works better when you're in a room with a bunch of other people.
My creativity works best when I don't have time.
Yeah.
When I have like, okay, I've got 15 minutes before I've got to go do this, and I just pick up a guitar and I start noodling it. That's when my best ideas come. I record them on my phone real fast, and I get to them later. When I have like a full day and I sit down and say, today, nothing happens. I write the song.
No. When I do that, yes. I have a song that I've been trying to write for 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. I've recorded the second guitars 8 times.
Yeah.
and then I go back. Okay, I'll listen to it tomorrow. Hit play and go. The fuck was I doing there? That makes fuck that. Erase it. Let's start again. Now I'm bored of that already. What's on YouTube?
I spend a lot of time sitting there.
Chris.
I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time texting myself at 3 in the morning when something pops into my head.
Can you turn it on?
No, I can't.
I was actually going to ask. I know you put out a lot of content on your channel there, do you not, Chris? Like,
yeah.
Where do you find the time and creativity to do all that, all like 7 days a week almost, right?
Well, I work a 40-hour week job as well. So, but I learned how to, while I've been off on, this new world, learned how to do editing. I've just like edited 2 full-hour shows. I'm starting my own talk show, and also been just creating like tons of new stuff, like crazy. I've been building props for people around the world right now. It's great.
I saw that you just built a bunch of nails and a hammer.
Yeah, those actually I made them for a friend, and now everybody's been messaging me. But I've been building electric boxes and electric chairs for people, just a bunch of stuff, and and then also working with my sponsors that I have. So, and then it's been fun.
Yeah, you want to give a shout out to somebody? Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, sure. Actually, Matrix Fire Safety Team. They provide all of my like fire blankets, fire safety equipment. So they're pretty awesome. And we might as well promote Axis Rotary tattoo machines. So this is a jigsaw blade, and as you can see, it's running.
Oh, I can hear that. You get this stuff now.
Oh, going in.
Yeah.
Oh, in the nose.
David.
Oh my.
I've seen Chris do these things. I gotta watch.
Disclaimer time: do not do this at home. This is a trained professional.
For any reason, attempt what you just saw.
That's awesome.
The only thing more concerning is the fact that my nostrils are probably still more cavernous.
Yeah. Now everybody. I always say to people, everybody's like, it's like, oh, you must do great at a COVID test. I'm like, yeah, I just stuck a running jigsaw blade into my head. So COVID is pretty simple.
How do you even figure out how you can do this stuff? Like, when did it start? Like,
I believe his question is how and why.
Yeah. Troubled childhood. Let's start that way.
Okay.
No, actually, I grew up in a very controlled, religious, cultish environment, and I'm the product of that. About 2011, I got attacked in my hometown and almost killed by somebody out of jail. And
he's laughing, David.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, no. So, but anyways, I had a huge agoraphobia and a lot of PTSD, and kind of just sideshow and performing were a way to get out of the house. So here we are. Yeah.
I have a question for you. After I asked Jay what's got him laughing so
Oh,
hard.
my wife is watching.
Okay.
Okay, and what you do that I enjoy watching, she does not enjoy it all.
What'd she put?
I got a text that said, "Fuck Jay, I'm never watching your show again." So I need to say thank you. That was great.
Oh, shit.
I told you I touch emotions inappropriately. I warned you.
Talk about striking the chord.
At that show where I had a friend of mine and her husband, they'd never seen Electric Dead play. And I was like, oh, come out, it's gonna be fun, it's outside. And they got there, and within 15 minutes, Christopher was having he had put a pair of scissors into his nose, and she was pulling the scissors out with her teeth. This was way outside of her comfort zone, and her, but like 15 minutes of spending time with like the people I know, and she's pulling like scissors out of someone's face. So touching people's emotions inappropriately, you definitely accomplished that day.
Yeah.
Oh, that whole show was great. There was people.
Amazing.
I swear, I watched people just going.
I was right with the camera.
Because remember that.
I'm not gonna lie, my expression is right on my face. You can see that. I can't hide it. I could pull the hood over my head, and you probably still see my eyes squinting. It's just how it is. So I just want to know, because I saw you put a jigsaw up your nose just now, and I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. What is the most, I don't know if I want to call it complicated or dangerous thing you have tried?
Oh,
That was
that's
dangerously complicated.
a lot of the escapes get pretty complicated. I have a new, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but the new embalming machine escape. So I actually
look that up. Yeah.
I've got it where a running embalming machine, so it's on a headpiece, needle goes into my head. I am handcuffed through a cinder block, and my head is with eye retina holders is stuck, so I can't pull away. And then my face is stapled to the cinder block. And then somebody has a sledgehammer, and I have to get out in the amount of time they're giving a time. If I'm not out of it, the sledgehammer comes down on my head.
Wow, eh?
While I'm being live embalmed.
Yeah.
Using Windex and Pine Sol.
He fell off a ladder under machetes, dude.
Yeah.
No shit.
Bruh,
Sam.
that is bonkers.
And then gave Sam his own private pyrotechnics while they played.
Yeah. That was something.
Awesome, man. You were saying that earlier about pyrotechs.
Yeah.
One of the highlights of ever playing was having Christopher doing those fireballs in time with the music.
Oh, it was amazing.
Like I was saying earlier, like it gave me just that taste of what these massive arena bands must feel
when
like.
you actually get paid to do something.
And like you have the budget to do amazing things.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, when it comes to like the things that we were talking about during the commercials, I might have a project for which I've already explained to you, for the two of you, and we'll do like a video chat or something this week. And we have a couple other things kicking around that we'll have for you guys to do together. So maybe we can like start planning some projects, even though we're all super busy and have 1,000 on the go.
Hey, what's one more thing, huh?
Well, you know, I mean, fucking sleep anyway, right?
Literally 40 minutes before he walked through the door, we were doing a commercial.
Yeah. They were, with
a voiceover.
2 cues.
2 cues.
Jesus.
You put the commercial. Man, listen, the commercial.
You see them pepper, yeah? You know them, Mac? Soulicious pepper sauce. Too hot for tech. XX Inferno. We have 2 flavor. Bring one for your friend or even your neighbor. Soulicious pepper sauce. Look on the ingredient. No fat in it. And we have spices, yes. Soulicious pepper sauce. We have the niceness. Put it in your drink and spice it up, yes. Soulicious pepper sauce. We have apron too. So worth to eat. Just right for you.
All right, we're about to play Spook Lights by the way. Listen here. There we go. Where's the volume, Jay?
I don't know. You tell me.
Jay, where's the volume?
That's you system, not mine.
Nah, bro.
Guys.
Nah, bro.
What are you doing?
There it is.
We're fully loud here. I go louder, we get big freaking effects of squeal.
No, we're good.
There we go.
Well, we're gonna play this again from the top.
Are we?
Oh yeah, for sure we are.
All right. I'm cool with that, man.
Well, I mean, come on, we do everything on the
Okay, go
fly.
louder.
Yeah.
When you sent this to me, I listened to it, and Jay was like, "Okay, so what are we doing?"
I can hear you. I listened to it like 8 times in a row. Because I got used to Matty's voice with this, right? When he was in the offering, and I wanted to hear what his range in that was, because he has an amazing range to begin with. He's fucking phenomenal.
What?
Like range-wise, when he's doing.
Yeah.
Like this is great.
No, I love this kind of stuff. Right, you're right.
Anything that you want to send to me
When the world opens up again, right? Got a few big ideas when that happens. Love that beat though.
Yeah, like I know we're talking
Just
through,
takes
but we're
it.
gonna play this through the show probably 5 or 6 times. So yeah.
And then I have another new segment that's coming up too on Monday nights, Monday Night Metals. And then we'll be taking a full album and just listening and talking about it.
But yeah, we'll be doing all of it. But yeah, we'll keep playing this through the entire show while we're in the show. Well, at least once we can, at least it'll throw it all over their changes.
I already got it.
I can't wait till the rest comes out.
Yeah.
Well, this was the unmastered version. We had it all dumped to tape. I mean, like we did an analog, like when on the real one, you can hear that tape. It's another way to tape.
To get that nice hiss to it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Like, dude, like I heard it. I'm like, really?
yeah.
Like that's.
So like we'll play, like I said, like I was saying, like really low. Can you believe I can
That
that quiet?
doesn't even give. I'm not even gonna try and gas you anymore. That doesn't. I don't think we gave that song enough justice. So we're gonna let that play again later on in the show.
Yeah, we'll keep. That's
Well,
what I was
that's
saying.
cool,
Is, yeah,
like-
we'll keep playing it. We'll play it 3 or 4 times throughout the show,
people
5 or 6 times.
Who
whatever.
tune in, you know what I mean? Let them hear that
Yeah.
because that was definitely a vibe. Like it brought everybody. Like it brought everybody to a
Well,
chill. Did you notice that?
I kind of like how we were kind of conversing over it because it gave everybody a taste, and we did say a few times we were going to play it a few more times. So maybe that'll keep people watching so that they can actually hear it again. Yeah,
I can't wait for the rest of it.
I'm super excited.
Like I've always been happy when Sam releases something because there's always something there I could pick that I like.
Oh yeah,
like always. Like the Electric Dad is just that whole dancing meets. I love the vibe of it. It's great. It's something that's missing nowadays. That's that style. I grew up with
like
that.
laid
In the 90s and that, you know what I mean? Like we're missing that style. And then you brought out Temple of Night, and I'm like, some good classic sounding stuff. You know what I mean? Like
I'm new to this. I'm new to this whole game. But like, I like what I'm hearing. I like the vibe. You know what I mean? Like you have a vibe. It's like I'm looking at this guy and you can tell he's a showman. He conducts himself in a particular way. There's some people who just, you know what I mean? They don't have the poise that you've conducted yourself in so far. They're kind of like, they don't, it's like you put them in front of the camera just like a deer in front of headlights. Like, what do I do? But like, you know how to command like yourself what you're doing. And that's commendable. So it's like,
thanks. Wait till you see one of his shows.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like I feel like I'm in one of those catapults right now, just pulling backwards. So I'm talking to all of these acts and all of these bands, and it's just like when the world opens up, it's just gonna fling forward. And I want to see all that stuff happen. So it's
in
like
David's face.
Just
all the way through.
All the way through. Just because there's so many different acts. Like these three have shown me to a different side of the Niagara music scene. Because I've been predominantly focused on the hip hop, R&B, and things like that, trying to get that scene going and get some attention there. So to know that there's this whole universe that's right in line with that happening at the same time, it's just like, why
But
not?
if you never went out and looked for it, you wouldn't.
No,
see it.
no.
But here's the thing too, though, is David didn't really look for it. He was doing a podcast and looking for somebody to go on his show.
Yeah.
And he was like, something about like, what's the craziest thing you've ever been through? And I was like, 3 heart attacks by 35. And he was like, you should come on my show.
Yeah, that kind of happened.
So we did that show, and it was all like, yes, it was Candid Conversations. And we were all like talking back and forth, it's serious and whatnot. And then TJ came to interview me, which still hasn't happened.
I'm so sorry about that.
He gets a question. He gets a question to show.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get one tonight, though.
No, it's all right.
So TJ came over to interview me, and I was like, well, listen, man, like I know this whole world that you don't know, because he knows the whole world I don't know, right? So I said to him, I was like, well, why don't we just invite some people over and see what happens? Because he had asked me to co-host before he had even met me.
Yeah,
and I was
we
like,
were already
well,
talking a couple.
yeah,
I guess months.
yeah, a few months. Right? And David came over, and Jay showed up, and Jesse he eventually showed up, and Jake was here.
At this point in time, we were just like 2 phones. 3
Yeah.
phones just going on.
A ring light.
The ring light.
Yeah.
Originally, I was doing the show, and then when you showed up, you're like, "Can I film?" I'm like, "Why wouldn't you, man? So outside my stuff." Right?
Yeah.
And she put her phone on, and just like, okay, we got a thing going on here.
Yeah.
And then after a couple of shows,
it's like, well,
we joined the Restream. Like we joined our channels together on Restream, and we're just like, yeah, this is let's make a thing out of this.
Yeah, but
you know, going back to what you're saying, like that you were coming from this hip hop background, and like there was this whole other side in Niagara that you didn't know about. I have no idea about the hip hop scene, and in fact, this whole blues project has made Maddie and I go, okay, like we know the metal and rock scene.
I see what's happening here.
Where the heck do the blues people play? Do we have a blues scene? I have no idea.
Here's the funny. Here in Niagara, okay, I love Niagara. I love the musicians. I love the music. This is a scene that's been hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
Since from what I've been told from the lifers that live here and that, it's been what, 15 years since there was a go-to venue.
Yeah.
It's been at least 15 years for the rock and metal side.
Yeah.
Okay.
There really hasn't been a go-to venue like there was before. It was the Vintage.
Yeah. Now that being said, we really did. Jesse and I really did, and you as well. Try with Willie's.
We tried with a lot, actually. We also tried the Geekery, went for a little while.
Yeah.
That was a great space. That was a funky space that I
I
loved.
performed at Taps a few times for the hip hop thing.
Yeah, Eric
Taps is all right.
Doing the metal thing on a regular basis. He usually does 1 or 2 shows a year.
Yeah, I played
he
Taps
lets us
once.
take over the parking lot and just kind of, you know.
I
do
played
things
Taps
for-
once and seen 2 shows there.
Yeah, like I say, now
So-
Eric's a huge staple in the community. He's done a lot for us.
But he's more of the modern top 40 acoustic-y,
and
your blues things would work there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Taps?
Yeah, that would be a place that would go over.
Work well at Taps.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
bet Eric would be
Or
right
the
on board
warehouse.
for that.
Or the warehouse.
The warehouse. Yeah, you
It's
guys
in
played the
Captain's.
warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That one's
That's
another good
where
one.
your Halloween special was when we were able to.
Yeah, this was the first year in I think 3 or 4 years that we haven't had our.
I was looking forward
Was
to it.
that
I like the
show that
Halloween
I
show.
brought the girls to?
Yes, it was.
With Sarah doing the
Yeah.
silks? Okay, yeah. Okay, so we did meet you. I had both my kids there that night.
Okay, yeah.
I was still bummed out when and this sounds crazy, that I was working Wonderland, because it was like literally, I was like, yeah, but I'm gonna miss the Electric Dead Halloween show. So
Halloween show was great.
I used to work at one.
Chris performs there.
Oh, wow, really?
He does a sideshow there.
Yeah.
That is next level.
His
kinda
Stranger
cool, yeah.
Danger show, I should say.
I didn't do. It was just I headlined the Freak Show stage, so it was like we did shows every 4 shows a night. So
Yeah.
That's a
So
lot.
David would barely make it through one.
yeah.
Don't judge me. I don't watch horror movies for a reason. Okay.
My daughter was also horrified because we went to Wonderland and Chris was performing and she was there and she had no idea people did these things. And
How old was she?
At that time, 13.
Okay.
And just
her face was just the whole time, and then she said, "What did you say you did to him?" I'm like, well,
Sit down, honey.
I stapled things to his face. I put a pin through his cheek.
How proud you are, too. I love it.
It's like, and she was like, "No, yeah." It was, So again, touching emotions inappropriately.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's like you probably help people get over some of their darkest fears too. Oh, you think that was bad? Don't worry. Put this nail through my finger.
Or he helps them find new ones.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah, I remember after the show going home and showing Melody and Mia the video, and Melody was like, "There's no way that's Windex." And I was like, "No, dude, I'm telling you, like everybody smelled that bottle. It was Windex." Melody's like, "No way that was." She's still not convinced. But they want to come out definitely and see it there. Yeah, she's right into that stuff. She's only 7 years old. She's this tall. And The Babysitter, and then Freddy versus Jason was her first horror movie night. And then she loves it.
My 10-year-old.
That's a great movie.
And then,
it was nothing. I put on the show. I saw the clown. I saw the face. I saw the teeth. I said, "Nope, I'm gonna watch a comedy next."
Well, both my kids asked me for concert tickets for their birthdays. The first year that their dad and I weren't together anymore. So I said, whatever, I was working. I was doing really well. So I took Melody to Iron Maiden, and it took Mia to Slipknot. Mia was only 6 years old, right? This is her 6th birthday gift, was tickets to Slipknot. So we get there, and
I won't say what
Centuries of Decay was on the stage, which they're in the next Metal Sofa City.
Ooh,
yes.
nice.
I actually want to talk to Derek and Corey.
You're learning some stuff here on being Slip.
Yeah.
So, what?
Did you learn David and slipping those in there?
Yeah, that's pretty good. So I took her to see Slipknot, and when we got to the stage when Behemoth was on, I was like, "Oh, we'll just go over here and get food." And she was like, "No, Mom, can we get closer?" And I was like, "No, because we're on the lawn." But, so Slipknot came on, and she and I got pulled. Some asshole grabbed me by the back of my shoulders and pulled us into a fucking mosh pit. I've got my kid in my arms like this. I'm on the lawn thinking, I'm at a Slipknot show on the lawn, right? Yeah. But I was right at the front, so like I could get to the railing if I had to. And these two, I don't know if they were football players or if they were hockey players, but like they were what seemed like massive. They were mountains, and they literally picked me up and moved me out of the mosh pit and put me in front of the rail. Grabbed the garbage can, like took the bungee cord off it, and grabbed the garbage can and put it in front of us. Put Mia on the garbage can, and the two of them stood like this all night behind us.
Watching the show.
Yeah, and we didn't move the whole time.
See, now those are the true moshers and the true concert goes. I've done that myself.
Yeah, well,
someone falls, you got to get up and get out of the way, bud. Move.
Well,
you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
you can't handle this. You gotta.
And that's the thing, like, because like I wasn't expecting to get pulled in, right? But when we got back to the hotel, Mia was like, "Mom, like, we could have stayed in that pit," and I was like, "You're fucking 6, kid. First of all."
I took my ex's middle son. That was his first concert. Was that one you were talking about?
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, he was a huge fan of. Well, he became a huge fan of Behemoth, and then he really liked Gojira that day.
Yeah,
I never even heard Gojira because I was at the show. I was there to see Behemoth.
Yeah.
I'd heard of Gojira. I've never heard them, but I thought they were awesome.
See, I've never seen them live. I've always heard about them. I've checked some stuff out. Now I'm like, I don't know. The video seems okay, but I'm one of the ones that have to see them live.
Oh,
I could hear the record. The record sounds great. That's awesome. But if I go and they sound like that damn record, I could be disappointed. They gotta outdo that record in one way or another.
Really? You think they have to outdo the? Okay.
A live.
Yeah.
When I go to a live show, I need to be entertained because that's what I'm going for. I'm going to watch what this music's doing they've wrote.
I have to be entertained. That's for sure.
Sam puts on a hell of a show. When it's the Electric Dead, the makeup's on, they're all doing their thing. Even when they do their Shits Fit band, it's still you have a.
It's a Misfits tribute band.
Yes,
okay.
But you know what I mean. Like even when you do that, you're right into like you have a show.
Yeah. I have faces. I
There
can't
was a
play
face where
poker.
they said Chip Fits. It was like,
I remember.
I had the shirt on. I had the shirt on last week.
Here's one of your set lists.
Oh yeah.
And then one of your Shit Fits set lists is up there.
No, last week I was wearing a Shit Fits t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I even shouted out to it. Like this time here, I'm wearing the old school, The Offering.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, I have
A little nod
too, but
to
it's
Maddie.
torn.
He's not here, but you know, it's a little nod to him.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like when I go to a show, I want to watch a show.
Yeah.
I'm there to like the music's great, and I want to see what puts you in that headspace. And all of your bands have a direct look and sound.
And
Yeah.
that is entirely because of White Zombie.
Awesome.
Because when I was in high school, I was obsessed. I was like, I saw White Zombie so many times, like, and being in the front row, being a tall guy, that Jay, the guitar player, would recognize me. And so I have piles of White Zombie, like, guitar picks and stuff, but he would just come over and give me all this stuff. And I'd be front row in the center, like, it's me again. Yeah. And he would give me all this stuff.
I've seen Rob Zombie that many times.
And, like, they were just such a fantastic live band, just, like, entertaining and like, their music and what they did on stage, like, it went together.
It's amazing shows he
ever
put
since
on.
I saw that, like, I don't think I've been in a band since that has not tried to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about the chats for a second.
What's going on?
James,
You two are gonna like this. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we're gonna like this. This one right here is pretty funny. Sweet Jesus, this is like the perfect evolution of beards, guys. Baby face over here. You got the goatee. Well, not even the goatee, the chin strap. You got like the medium long. You got two variations of medium long right there. So.
Well, the little savages say hey too. Man.
Yeah. Your little savages say hey, TJ.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. And we got two baby faces, two beards, and one in the middle.
Right on. Yeah.
No, actually, you got the 5 o'clock
I got the
shadow
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
James just said he just ate mushrooms.
Oh God.
You can stay off the show.
This
Not tonight, James.
Yeah, next week.
this is our super Dave Osborne dude that we're
Yeah,
on earlier.
James is the one that ate the hot gummy
Yeah.
bears.
Y'all can't see him right now, but my dude Eddie's right here getting some love.
You can pick him up if
No,
you
I
want.
most certainly will not.
Throw your back out.
I'm sorry, dude. You just nah.
He was weighed like 2 or 3 years ago, and he was 25 pounds, and he was weighed a little while ago.
You don't want it.
No.
And he's 27 pounds now.
Wow.
And like he's totally healthy, and like
Oh.
he's on a decent diet. No, like they said he's fine, but like when you pick him up, you have to pick him up like a little pig.
Like Butterbean.
Like Butterbean.
Right? That guy was healthy, man.
Mm-hmm.
He had some of the best
Nice.
results when it comes back to like when you're doing your testing for the boxing on your heart, your cholesterol and stuff. He was one of the most healthy of other boxers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was a big dude.
He was a
yeah,
big
that's
dude.
why he only did 4-round fights because he get too tired.
There was an MMA guy too that was like that. He was just
big.
looked fat, but he
Yeah.
was actually very athletic and very fit.
Yeah.
It just didn't sit on him right.
Yeah.
No, it's with this guy James though. So James and
Tonight we eat, really.
Kevin's probably watching.
what?
I don't know.
So no, I just read a message. Sorry,
Okay,
I got
Jesus,
distracted.
you have not been like that.
Oh my god, you know it's been a while, eh?
Yeah.
So
She had a 2-day vacation.
I did. I had a 2-day vacation.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm. I ain't saying nothing. It ain't my.
David.
Hey, Culture Shock.
David.
Culture Shock issue 5 available on sharetheshock.ca/issue-5. This month we feature on the cover Green Tree Records as well as Joe Rel from Chun Gang. Check out the QR codes at the back. You can use your computer and scan with your phone, and you can go to the links that are for the videos for several artists in and around the Niagara region. Culture Shock, we are the product.
Okay, so
You
back
good
to our
now?
regular schedule.
You good? All right, cool.
He was making
So-
sure you caught your nerves
Right?
and your voice.
No, my nerve, my only nerve, which I'm pretty sure I lost on vacation.
The last one?
And you tell us to leave it alone.
I know, right? So how James came to be is he's friends with TJ.
Well, we met actually through a drunk chat during the first lockdown.
Okay,
So I know him, but I don't.
right. Okay, so you Facebook Facebook friends. So that being said, he had messaged TJ a few times, and he was like, "You should let me on the show." TJ was like, "Well, we'll put you on, but like, just let us get things figured out, right?" So he said to me, and he was like, "I need to be on the show. We love seeing you, TJ." Yeah. And I was like, "Okay, we'll get you on. Just give us some time to like get structure and whatever, right?" So I messaged David for like 3 weeks, and finally David was like, "Here's the link," and he came on the show, and he fucking blew us away.
Away.
Like literally, he's getting a box of swag and crap that we've accumulated for him to send to him.
I think that show might have been our highest viewed show.
Pardon?
That show might have been our highest viewed show.
Probably, yeah. Well, except for this one right now on.
Yes, thank you there, Sam and Chris. This is the most at one point right now.
Yeah, and we've got 5 on the circle, and there's 2 or 3 watching on Sofa City.
I got 2 over here. I got 1 over here.
I'm not even watching my own show.
What's that, Chris?
I don't know how many people are watching the own.
Chris was gonna say something.
What, Chris?
Pardon?
Were you gonna say something? I heard something.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask you something then. The name. Phoenix Fire or Phoenix Fire?
Okay, so it's actually Phoenix Fire.
Phoenix Fire, okay.
I let people call it whatever they want, as long as they like. I wish though I had $1 or a penny for every time it's misspelled in a poster, because usually it's like it autocorrects the fire. So and then it's like, right?
Yeah, they gotta go.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, it actually is Phoenix Fire. It was always Phoenix Fire, and then it went through this like breed of Phoenix Fire because that's what people called it, and I was just like, okay, I'm Phoenix Fire. But then now I say Phoenix Fire, and then people say whatever they want. So I really don't care.
Okay.
Hey, at least they're saying you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Talking the name. So where did the name come from? Like what's the origin?
I don't know. It was at the time. It just kind of happened at the time. Okay. I was more a fire performer, right? So it was
first stunt. Like, what was your first performance that you started with?
My first performance, and if you know me, it's kind of crazy because now I'm called the innovator of insanity. Like that's what my colleagues have like.
That is such a dope.
Yeah. My banner says so. Innovator of insanity.
That is awesome. Yes.
We have a David part 2 here. He's pretty slick on those plugs.
Not only am I a fan of the alliteration, but the fact that it is something that's innovative. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. But when I first started, it was actually I did a hip hop tour, and then yeah, and then I had 4 stunts that I could do. And then I did fire. And then, so I did like those 4 stunts really well. And then basically from there, it was like, this is, I don't know, I'm just having fun. And then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Now I'm like, I actually just got a guy from Australia while we've been here messaging me to help him with a stunt. I just did some like a consulting for Britain's Got Talent. Like it's just, I'm having lots of fun with it now because people are coming to me for acts and trying to give them new stuff that nobody's seen, right? So kind of interesting.
You're doing something right. When either people come and ask you for shit or you piss people off, you're doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned very early on in the career, you don't worry what your colleagues think of you though, because they don't pay you. They're trying to get ahead too. So they just want to, bring you down so that they look better. I know I learned that very early.
Oh no, your show's great. I've been actually creeping on your Facebook a bit, and there's a few things I'm like, am I gonna stop?
I have a question.
Yeah.
He's always got a question. Since I grew up in Niagara Falls and we used to have the Houdini Museum, I want to know about your new ice pick. Yeah! Tell me about it, please. Yesterday, I was excited. I was like, I need to know about that.
Yeah. So anybody who knows me knows I'm a big Houdini fan. Like I just got a pair of Hardin, like real Hardin leg irons with Providence, which are very cool. But this is, so the certificate of authenticity, you can't really see it. But this ice pick I had custom made. So Barry Spector took the Houdini house in New York is being renovated. And so they had to do some work to it to bring in a new HVAC system. So they pulled out a lot of the wood. And so this a gentleman named Barry Spector is making products out of Houdini house wood. So he messaged me like I'm in the escape world and everybody. So he's like, oh, do you want a magic wand out of? And I'm like, I really don't do magic, really. Like it's not my jive. So if you can, I collect blockhead items, so stuff that you can stick in your nose. And anyway, so he made me this pick here, and it's from the wood of Houdini's house.
Which one is
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then I took the tip from my first embalming machine escape, and I inserted it in so it personalizes it for me. So this is like the tip from my first. You can see how sharp that is. What I'm actually sticking in my nose. And then so that's what the embalming machine is, and then so it basically goes in like that.
Oh wow!
There we go.
Wow.
You just chased my wife off again.
Wow. My wife is probably like, ooh, do it again.
I used to think that
I'm
was
all for
crazy.
it. I'm all for it.
But it's pretty cool because this is like there's only a certain amount of items that have been made, and this is like a custom piece that I'm pretty excited to have. And then today I was in before I was on the show, I was on a 7-hour chat with like the best escape artists in the world. There was like a big meeting, and so Dorothy, who runs the Houdini museum, she asked me for a bit of help on a project. So I'll be working with the Houdini Museum for some projects that they're working on coming up. So that was kind of fun.
That's awesome.
Congrats, man. That is pretty.
Let me see that sauce.
All right, here you go. Here you go.
I used
Y'all
to
do your
think I was
sauce already?
crazy when I flipped my eyelids inside out.
All right.
Oh my God, that was delicious.
Okay, so that was interesting. That was definitely some insightful conversation. But we're about to take a break and look at some delicious pepper sauce.
So you should buy for your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, how about we play next week's?
You see them pepper, yeah? You know them, Mac? Delicious pepper sauce. Too hot for tech. XX Inferno. We have 2 flavor. One for your friend or even your neighbor. Delicious pepper sauce. Look on the ingredient. No fat in it. And we have spices, yes. Delicious pepper sauce. We have the niceness. Put it in your drink and spice it up, yes. Delicious pepper sauce. We have apron too. So worth to eat. Just right for you.
And just like that, I'm going to take my spice.
Oh,
What do you think?
that was so
Give it
good.
a little rundown, David.
Lot of
Okay,
mercy.
next week, guys, we got a
It's
guy
nice.
by the name of Tommy Gibbons.
Tommy Gibbons is going to be here.
Yeah, we should
Is that the first
probably.
one?
I'm not on
That's the
that page
first
about.
one.
Yes, it
Alright.
is.
We're going to play that.
Check your headstock.
We're back. Pa, pa.
Not terrible.
That is great. Oh my God.
Oh,
The things that amuse
making
us.
it awkward. How is that? Okay, I'm trying the other one now. I don't know.
No worse than him shoving a jigsaw up his nose.
Are they?
I'm a huge hot sauce fan, like humongous.
Yeah, I knew that actually.
Oh, man.
Well, the next time, when you are in town, then we will definitely make a special show, even if there's no show, just for you to come and try the hot sauces. I think we're up to
Well,
what?
I'll bring some of my hot sauce that I made down for you.
Yes.
Just for future reference, because we don't know how long all of this crap is going to last. I do have a giant front room that you can come and do a few things in and like live and stuff like that. And like Sam's there, so he knows that like we're making sure that we're doing our best to take all the proper precautions and stay within the rules and stuff. So when you're ready to, when you do want to come out and do these things, I have a room 13 by 22 feet long in the front of my apartment.
cool.
Yeah, so like you're welcome to use that whole room for yourself.
You may want
I
to
don't
come
know,
before the
maybe
pool
we'll,
table
like-
gets put in.
Well, I'm sure we can work the pool table in there somewhere. So
Yeah, yeah, as long as it doesn't break the restriction rules, I'm down. So
No, we're within all of our rules, absolutely, and we'll make sure that however we're going to do it, we do it to your comfort level.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, my comfort level is like up here. So.
I know.
He doesn't have bubble issues. I've seen his
I
show.
know he doesn't have bubble issues, but I also know that like we, like we have our rules and regulations and all that shit we have to abide by. And that's why we gave you the option for the first show.
Yeah, the red sauce.
So that you guys already tried it.
I need the triple X.
So yeah, so we're staying within all of the guidelines and rules and stuff like that to make sure that we can still all do what we're doing and have a good time and stuff like that. Because it's really hard, like you were saying earlier, it's really hard right now to have these creative flows. Yeah, like you're doing all this stuff and then like, I mean, where do we excel it? Like we get to, like I came out with Sofa City on Halloween, and originally we were supposed to do a huge party at Jeffro's. That show was pretty much sold out. Every book was pretty much sold. And I was right on to, like starting to write the next ones and stuff like that. That's when you and I spoke, Chris, about maybe doing something which I still want to do. Like I whenever you're ready, we need to do something.
Perfect.
I have some really good ideas, and I think it'd be a lot of fun.
That sounds great.
Summer's coming around the corner. I'm pretty sure we can get a farm and a field and something.
We'll see.
I know somebody field.
We might know.
So Kyla, one of the chat members, Kyla McCall, she's reading a biography on Houdini. So these are actually the leg irons from Hardini.
Is she not on the show next week?
She's on the show next week.
Yeah.
That he used, yeah.
Yeah, so those are actually Hardines. So there's lots of history with these ones. They came from a museum, but they're pretty cool.
Is that from the museum in the falls that burnt down?
Pardon?
Was that from the museum in the falls that burnt down? I watched that museum burn to the ground.
They're from a collection. So they were originally from that, and then they got put into another collection.
Oh, right on.
If they can mix the labels.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. It's they're pretty exciting. Glad to have. I got them way like 10 times cheaper than what they should have been. So it's pretty cool. But
you can't complain.
The Guess record place is closing here now, right?
Yes.
Yep. We actually have friends that have been in the Guinness Book of Records. You've been in as well, haven't you?
Well, we're still getting mine approved, the Guinness one. But yeah, I have like over 40 world records from. My stuff is a lot more dangerous than.
By way.
Just 40.
Pause. He's not going to toot his own horn, so I'm going to toot it for him. How do you have 40 world records and you're just saying it all nonchalant? Like, oh yeah, I just picked up I actually don't keep track of them. I have none on my walls. Like I don't do them for the record. I do it for the I have like PTSD, so like it was more of a to set the task and get it done and set the task. So it's kind of to me it's not the actual record, but the process of doing it and getting like
he's pushing
the building the process, the planning it out, and then the final accomplishment there. So for me it's like honestly, I think the only record that I have on the wall is I got Performer of the Year in 2016, and then I won it again in 2019, and I still haven't even put that on the wall yet. So
these people that you're gonna learn from our side of the circle are all like this. Oh, I've done this, but we won't talk about it. Let's go talk about something else.
Look at me doing something. Wait. Look at me doing something.
Yeah. My first world record I did was the Staples, so that was pretty intense. So
can you explain that a little bit further?
Please elaborate.
Yeah, please.
How about demonstrate?
See David's face again.
You want a demonstration here? Okay.
Now you're in for it.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get better.
I love my friends.
Oh, we going full screen.
Yeah, let's go full screen.
Just taking so long.
I got it.
Here, I gotta find something to stick to me. So here, let's take a balloon. Let's take a balloon here. But anyways, I hold the world record for it got broken. I helped the person break it. But for the most non-surgical staples in the body, so it was, I took it to, it was at 200. I took it to 536. So 536 staples in me, just like this.
Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Why is this happening right now, Jesus? What the world? Okay. Well,
how many staples in total?
536.
536, yeah. It's now over 1,000, and I've been asked to break. But COVID actually started. I was supposed to break it by take it to 1,400. So that's coming up. Another project that COVID kind of wrecked was I was supposed to do the most body slams in a wrestling ring while being escaping from a straitjacket. So I was pretty bummed about that one.
Body slams, straitjacket.
I want a front row ticket for that.
I mean, who's gonna be body slam? Actually, no, I don't even know.
No, I want to know.
Who's gonna body slam you?
They were still working all that, but it was like a big wrestler. So I didn't know who it was, but all I was told to practice and get ready for it. So
Okay.
I actually had to because the way it's when you get slammed down on the back. So I actually had to line my straitjacket with basically to make it so the buckles wouldn't smash into my spine.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. And then I also got approved, and that's still coming up, but I got approved to do the inverted straitjacket wet escape. So inverted with a wet straitjacket. That one's never been successfully done. So I've been practicing that escape for a while now. I have to use, so they're making me use, if you don't know anything about straitjackets, but posy. So it's an actual
I do. No.
An intense, but you actually have to go through the arm loops, so you can't cheat. So it's a tough one, and adding water to it just makes it even harder. So
it makes it insane.
Well, can we see that banner again, please? Since Jay said the word insane.
Yeah, we got to see that innovator of insanity.
Oh, he's pulling the staple out for you, buddy.
I love it.
Pull it. He's not even pull it. Oh, he pulled it all the way out.
Yeah.
He's doing it with a smile on his face.
Right?
I'm screaming.
He just told that whole story right after stapling his face and not even fucking flinching. This is why I love my friends.
It's important to enjoy your work.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Find what you're good at.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, sure. My God.
Well, stupid hot nuts, man. Why the fuck?
Well, we place them in front of you because we know you'll eat them.
Oh man, that is great. Oh. Man.
I think we traumatized my second youngest too.
Oh
Jay, you're gonna be paying for therapy for years.
no.
I already have to. She grew up with me.
So, we just had birthdays.
Yeah.
I'll disclose my age. I'm 12 and a half now. You're going on what, 29?
At least, yeah.
Okay.
you guys are all young pups. You're all young. I'm 50 now.
I'm not far behind you, buddy.
I'm not far behind you, man.
I'm pretty sure me and Sam are, if not the same age, not very close.
I just turned 46.
Yeah.
I'm going
You
47.
got a decade on me.
Yeah, I just 46 or 46, 40 in September.
I'm going 47 in August.
I'm turning 37 in July.
In human years,
12 and a half.
No, human years. I can say maturity level. Fuck you. In
Oh, no,
human
that was too
years,
high
I'll
for that.
be 38 in a couple of weeks. Because I'm a February baby too. Yes. Thank you. 19 more days till Ric Flair's birthday.
Woo! Woo!
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh man. So
So,
I guess whoever wants to answer this first, either Chris or Sam. What do you do outside of the arts to entertain yourself?
Yeah.
Christopher's first.
Okay.
Are you talking what we do for a day job, or just things that we like to do? So I actually work in finance. I've got a a business degree, a master's degree in business. And then I love building props and just huge into like photography. I'm a huge techie, so I love my cameras and my, you know, sound equipment, mixers and stuff. Lately, I've been doing a lot of like water escape stuff. My biggest fear is water. So I was actually in a pretty nasty car accident where we flipped over and 2 people died in the car. And so my big fear is water. So most of my escapes are, if you see me doing a water escape, it's kind of therapy work. So yeah, but yeah, I just love.
I just look at therapy. My dude escapes from it.
Yeah, I actually tattooed a giant fucking snake on my chest to do the same thing as far as therapy goes.
Okay.
Not quite as extreme, but
yeah,
you know, I get the looking it right in the eye type thing, and it took me a long time to do that. So definitely, I don't even know why I'm afraid of them. I have no idea. I'm terrified.
Just natural, like it's
just
built into you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was only originally supposed to be this big, and
unlike my dumb ass. Oh, a snake! Look at that! I'll go grab
that's
that.
Mia. She'd have a fucking cobra if she could.
Wow.
I grew up with snakes and shit. Like down south, you see a lot of rattlesnakes and water moths and shit. Like
Yeah,
we'd be
we're talking
fishing,
about Texas.
they fall right out of the tree, and Pop would just throw it out of the boat with the oar, keep on going, right? Like all the fucking water moths.
I've almost stepped on a few of those.
No thanks.
And the North American rattler.
No
Mississauga.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the thing was like this big around. It was swallowing something. We were going fishing.
Okay, we're
up north.
Please, can we stop now?
Okay, butter.
Like, I mean, I stepped in a little bit.
At least we're not talking about butter. So Sam. What do you do?
Motherfucker.
Only when she allows it. What do you do for What do you do outside of the art for fun?
Unlike Christopher, I don't like technology. I don't like computers. I don't like anything like that. So when I've got free time, I like getting out hiking and stuff. I actually am a big sword fighter. Like I've been doing sword fighting and martial arts for 23 years. And so, but you know, there's Christopher talking about like facing fears and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's you learn a lot about yourself in those situations.
With all due respect, I mean, I look at you and I hear a lot of things like bouncer, jazz musicians, like, you know what I mean? But sword fighter? How did that? Because I mean, there's a lot of stereotypes. I'm talking about them. That's what we're here about. You know what I mean? We're breaking the stereotypes. This is partly culture shock. You know what I mean? But how did you gravitate towards sword fighting? You said, I'm going to swing this.
No, that's a good question. Well, I had started when I was starting in like 3rd grade. I started doing like karate, and like so many other kids do. And I did that right until I left for college when I was like 19. But like most of the boys from my generation, Star Wars was an obsession. So that meant you'd always wanted to learn to fight with a sword. There was, and
you can just ignore that.
So see ya. I gotta go now.
University.
I'm sorry, I had to.
So when I was going to university, I knew the universities generally have a fencing team. And so I was like, this is it. This is my chance. I mean, it's like the poking sword fighting, but it's sword fighting. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine who was already at that university said, oh, no, there's this guy who just moved here from Japan. He was living there, and he's teaching Japanese swordsmanship, and he's running a club. So I joined that club, and was like the first class, I was immediately hooked. And within a few years, through connections with him, I was bringing high-ranking teachers over from overseas, and I've been working with the main head teacher from Japan. He comes over once a year, and so yeah, now I'm part of this network of Japanese swordsmen for this one particular school. And then in the last year, I've gotten to and I did a classical style, which is, you know, real sword fighting. I've done I did 10 years of the sport kind called kendo, where you wear armor is for points. I did that for 10 years. And then in the last year, I've gotten into something called HEMA, which is European martial arts. So now I'm sparring with a a long sword, which is like my sword is probably from there to the ground. Like it's.
And you're looking at a man who's about 6'6".
5, yeah.
6'5", yeah. So to catch you at your ribs, that swords are like 4.5.
So it's like as tall as me.
It's, yeah. So now we're doing that, and I love swordsmanship.
He has a picture on his Facebook of him like this.
I mean, looking at him, I wouldn't even try to test his metal, but like knowing that, it's just like, so you want a coffee or something? Oh, but seriously, and like I guess that's what I sense, the sense of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's like?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess I enjoy things that are difficult that way. Like, yeah, because swordsmanship, there's a lot of like discipline in it. For years and years, I used to spend a week every year in a Zen monastery down in the Catskills in upstate New York. I've been practicing because, again, through Japanese martial arts, I found my way into the whole Zen Buddhist community and Zen practice. I found very intriguing and appealing. And yeah, for years I was spending time in monasteries and where you don't talk for like a week. And
I've never thought.
That's what a lot of people say.
Maybe I would,
but you'd be amazed that if no one else is talking around you, you're gonna just.
I did see someone totally freak out once. Like it was, I was walking to the hall, and you're supposed to do everything mindfully, and I'm walking, talking, and this guy popped out of this room. And he's like, "I gotta get out of here," and I was like, because I hadn't been talking to anyone for like 4 days, so like you really become hypersensitive to any kind of stimulation after all that stimulation is gone, right?
Yeah.
Like I tell you, you go to something like that for a week, and then the first meal you have outside of that, like you go to I remember one time I went for Vietnamese noodles afterwards. It was like the most amazing bowl of noodles of my life. You're just like super hyper aware of everything.
And then 6 months later, it's like, oh, it's the same old stuff.
That's why you go back.
Okay.
But yeah, this guy he had overdone it, and he was totally freaking out, and he ended up hopping on a bus and bailing out.
Wow. I remember one time I tried to not talk for like a day. I literally duct taped my mouth closed, and I started writing shit down. Like I had a Bristol board, and I was writing big old long ass notes and everything, just like.
I feel like you're creating a challenge for one of our shows, David.
Well, I mean, like.
Because I can't not talk.
Oh.
It's hard for you, I know.
I know. No, last week she was pretty quiet.
Was I?
Yeah, because last
I don't
week.
even watch for my
Yeah, Johnny Armani.
I was observing because we had a hip hop show, which is totally out of my realm as well.
I've had a couple of them so far.
So yeah, and like the whole show was based on hip hop artists.
I'll give a shout out to that. So
Very quiet. CG as well. Yeah, Ezra and Johnny Armani were on there. Definitely. This is gonna be on Weekly Words this Friday. Weekly Words is hosted by Big Dubs. Big Dubs is on the cover of Culture Shock. Culture Shock is the magazine, and we are the product. You see? Yeah. Now we're gonna play some music. Wait.
He can slip anything from anything.
Apparently.
And out of nothing.
Put me up some pancakes.
Are you playing the song again?
I'm playing the song, yeah.
Okay. That means I'm gonna shut up this time.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
They can hear it. We have to turn it down because if we turn it up, it'll be shit.
Oh yeah, they can hear it.
Oh, okay. Just blast on our end.
Still live?
Yes.
Yeah.
But if we talk about blowing up volume, it won't pick them up. Our mics are actually very, very low.
Oh, like just set low?
Yes. Hers is over there.
That's my mic back.
Behind the TV.
Yeah.
That's some Viking shit right there.
I'll wait until shows open up, dude.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that a lot.
See, I'm supposed to go to medieval times for my birthday. I know.
I actually used to do Viking reenactment. Yeah, I made my own. I got all like swords and spears and helmets and all that. And I got like
It's all made like period correct.
We could do an interview of us wearing the outfits and do like a whole round table fucking show like that.
I'll bring my drinking water.
Yeah.
You should ask him about his guitar he made.
Guitar. Yes, when I use the electric dead.
It was kind of funny. Mid-show, one lady's like, "I love your guitar," and he's like, "Yes, I can build things too."
I'm trying to think of get the violin. Have you ever played a show in Wellington?
Possibly.
At the Hub.
Yes.
And I know you.
Yeah, that's the guitar I built.
It looks like a casket.
It is. Yeah.
Definitely awesome. And the stand. The mic stand with the skeletons flying. That's awesome.
Well, they have the whole stage show. It's great. Yeah.
We always love that. We were at the Hub.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where you played with my old band.
That's where I played with his old band.
Okay.
I think the greatest stage show I've ever seen was Rockstein.
Well, that's
A lot of
just
people say that,
just European craziness.
Well, I seen them the first time they ever played in Toronto or Canada entirely, and that was at the Docks. I believe it was the Docks.
Yeah, it was the Docks for a minute, and then it changed like
Yeah, there's
11 or
a
some
whole
shit
bunch
like
of
that.
different
Yeah.
games. And, I actually heard it on the radio, and luckily for me, I was a foreman on the job site at the time. I told everyone, pack it up, we're leaving. I went to the Rockside concert and everybody yelled.
Nice.
Best show I ever seen. So,
Nice.
recently, Code Orange really blew my mind last time I seen them.
Really?
Yeah, they're not bad. Yeah.
And then Crossdog, which are local here out of Peterborough, man.
Yeah,
They
I
were
heard you talk about
fucking
them a lot.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's not really local to here.
Well, it's
That's a
local in
6-hour
Canada.
round
That's
trip
local
tour.
for me,
Trust me,
man.
I've done it for a freaking show and no money.
I'm usually like gone way Arizona or Seattle, right?
Okay, yeah.
Usually I'm a traveling show on top of everything, right? But
Yeah.
lately I've had to bunker down and I got stuck with you guys, so.
Yeah, we just giving you hell.
Yeah, right?
Our masochist.
Yeah, he's an ass kissicist.
Oh, man.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Great times.
Eventually, we'll explain it on the show. We'll explain it the next commercial why we call TJ an ass.
He is
Oh.
the smartest dumb person I know, and I love this guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he's playing us all.
Good with
You never know, right?
Yeah.
You never, there's always that potential.
Always.
It's like, is he doing it on purpose or is he purposely like, you know, you
Over
never
here
know.
taking notes.
You never
Am I
know.
really? Am I really the joke here? Is he like
Exactly.
playing
Like, you never know.
When they're a little too smart and they're playing their own little game, and you're not quite catching what they're doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
our
what
TJ.
that shit-
Well, it's like she says, no one actually hears what I say until you fucking.
I hear you.
You
Yeah.
gotta rewatch it, right?
It's like he says it for who he wants to hear it. Because there's sometimes where I hear him and I'm over here chuckling and no one else hears it. I'm just like, okay, did I actually hear that?
Project it just to you,
You know?
right?
Yeah. Like slows down time, space. There
Yeah.
you go. Everybody else, what?
Well, that's what he does. Apparently, time and space.
You know what I mean?
Time
Yeah,
control.
So we will give you a commercial for us to talk about it behind the scenes. Wait for it.
Yeah, so, we can talk about how the world's set up.
Oh no! Not just again.
Yeah. I'm talking about this for
It's actually,
weeks now.
59 seconds is an actual minute now. The way that
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently, the
man.
world sped up and left us behind.
I was sitting here like, he just talking gas, and I didn't even say it out loud. He fact checked it. I'm sitting here like, good thing I didn't say that out loud.
Yeah. The funny part is, especially with time, the faster you go, normally time slows down. But
Yeah.
but it's kind of a paradox that way that we're spinning faster, but time goes faster for us now. Yeah, well, we can talk about that another show.
Yeah. I don't think, not to disrespect the crowd, but I don't think they're even ready for that yet. Let's talk about
No, we gotta keep building it up.
Yeah,
I'm not high enough for that shit.
we got Chris up here now. So, my dude's got a razor blade. Again, we stress you do not do this at home or anywhere else for that matter. Leave it to the professionals.
Yeah. I feel like he's just gonna swallow it or something.
He's chewing it like it's bubble gum.
Yeah, because it is bubble gum.
Yeah.
A little metallic, but
I can't believe I'm watching this.
I've seen this.
Now imagine he's got fillings.
Yeah, right? Little things like
That wasn't
the
very
wrong
nice.
course,
You're
right?
like the nicest person I know.
How can I make this worse for you?
Oh, they just swallowed it. It's gone.
No, it's good.
Oh,
Amazing.
I just saw the razor blade.
No. Do you have to bring that back up?
It's coming
And
back.
here comes that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so bring it back up.
There
Can't
it is.
swallow
There
that.
it is.
Look, you did.
Details right there.
Okay. I'm impressed. Someone grossed out. I'm impressed.
That's awesome.
All right. I don't even think I want to ask him another question. I was about to, and then he did that.
I've hurt myself.
Didn't you have a question for me? You were going to ask a question.
I did have a question until you did that. Now I'm just like, I don't even really know. I was just throwing it back. I was just taking it back. Hold on. Give me a
I
second.
really like this stuff.
Give
That's
me a
good,
second.
Hook me up since you
all right.
touched it.
So I've asked him what's the most daring thing he's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Biggest defeat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The biggest defeat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was making sure I heard.
Every
I have
person that does
I have
this.
tiny feet.
Is there a trick that you've never performed because you just can't seem to get it right?
Well,
Me too.
I've had my accidents. I've had my accidents on stage. So the one I had a shark hook go through my wrist. You can see the stitches where I had a 5-hour surgery. It was a huge shark hook, and basically the chain broke and the hook went right through my wrist. So got a nice surgery after that. Last year, I tore my ears out. So now I can send unsolicited dick little pictures.
Yeah.
So that was I was actually I was at a metal show and hanging. I've done it 1,000 times where hang a keg or some kind of item on my ears, and basically pop, and that was it. And I did like the metal, did the old metal horns, and went to the hospital and got I tore the arteries because it was like so close to the ear there.
Yeah.
And so basically, they had to stop they couldn't put it together because they had to stop the bleeding because it was just pouring out of me. And then I was like, we talked about reconstructive surgery, and now I kind of like it. I just always tell people that I eat so much hot sauce that I started melting. So.
Speaking of hot sauce, that would be a good time for a commercial.
Yeah.
You see them pepper, yeah? You know them, Mac? Solicious pepper sauce. Too hot for tech. XX Inferno. We have 2 flavor. Bring one for your friend or even your neighbor. Solicious pepper sauce. Look on the ingredient. No fat in it. And we have spices, yes. Solicious pepper sauce. We have the niceness. Put it in your drink and spice it up, yes. Solicious pepper sauce. We have apron too. So worth to eat. Just right for you.
Yeah,
Right.
he's in St. Catharines. So check out Soulicious. That's SOULICIOUSPEPPERSAUCE. Soulicious pepper sauce on Instagram. Check him out.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying
honestly,
this.
So good.
Like, genuinely speaking, like some pepper sauces I eat and then I feel it in my gut and I'm just uncomfortable.
Dude, not
Hey,
doing that.
you know what else is good?
But
Bee sting.
these things.
I got it right this time.
All right, you got it.
I always call it the bee's knees.
But yeah, this one, it makes my mouth water after the fact.
Funny thing is, I don't know why he has a whole spout on it because it's a little chunky too.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like there's some chunk of
I'll
fat.
take that one. I'll take that
Oh,
one.
it's so good.
This one hits harder than the triple X.
This
I
one's
don't know
still my
about that one.
favorite.
The triple X hits the front of my mouth. This one just.
Is heat all over.
This one's all over the mouth.
That's right up there with the bee sting, man.
I never used
Yes,
to.
the pineapple's
You
good.
don't do hot stuff.
Uh-oh. I'm afraid every time he leaves the camera, he brings something
I
back.
love it. I get so excited every time he gets up because I know he's coming back with something.
Yep.
I'm bringing my baby back.
Oh, he's got
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, new.
I love her.
When you grew up in a
This is
super
Bastet.
traditional German household, like there's no spice.
Cute.
Like, this is not something you're ever exposed to. So
Yeah.
It's boiled.
Yeah, see, this.
It's like an
all
Irish
this-
dinner.
All this spice stuff, everything. After I got sick, like 2 heart attacks at 35 makes you wonder why you haven't done anything with your life when you've done everything with your fucking life.
I'm
So,
enjoying this hard.
After I got sick, I decided I was just going to do anything and everything. And hot sauce was one of those things that I wanted to try out and, taste and getting different kinds
Not
and stuff
me.
like that. Yeah, that's
One show we had her head over the sink and she just had things dripping out of her. It was
And she's been trying to get me to be like that the whole time.
Never fucking you mind, dude. The first night you were here, it went from, I've had 3 heart attacks and live to eat this, bitch.
Yeah. Well, you were acting all tough. I figured I'd treat you all tough.
I still come back for more.
What do you want
Grab
me to
your
do?
heart one of these times.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I got sisters, I got aunties, I got my mom, grandparents, all of that shit. All of them were strong women. So I don't deal with dainty little damsels in distress. Listen, if you're going to put on the power suit, power up.
Oh, man. I was literally like,
I heard the way his wife talks to him.
Bro,
I
listen,
just
my wife,
had like 5 bottles at once.
I'm gonna have to get you Amanda involved get you in the League of Fire or in the Sons of Fire.
Oh, yeah? Go
Yeah,
on.
there's competitive competitive eating, right? Chili pepper eating and chili sauce. So I'm like, so the Sons of Fire is like basically it's a hot sauce gang. It's actually as it sounds. You get like your cut jacket and everything when you get high up into it. And then there's the League of Fire, which is competitive, where you compete for points and like you become like the best in the world.
this
We
is
should-
As I just took a spoonful of fucking scorpion
Now you know what to do with your life.
Sam wants to say something. I see the hand.
The guy who used to live next door to the place where the Electric Dead rehearses, he was growing peppers, and he's good friends with the other guys in the band. So we were outside talking, and he was growing some scorpion peppers and some other things, and he was like, "Here, try a little bite of this. I don't do heat, right?" So
Right.
I took this pepper, and I wouldn't even call it a bite. I pinched it with my teeth. It was
I know where this is going.
as small a bite as a person could possibly take. And I am not lying. My vision went, whoa. I'm out.
Like the Homer episode.
I'm done. Yeah, it was like looking at Toad, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no, I was thinking the Guatemalan chili pepper that he eats when he sees the.
And he hallucinates off the
box
chili.
going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like my
Amanda.
vision did this whole thing.
Have you seen the world record I did where I hung 12 Carolina Reapers from my eyes on hooks?
No.
I saw the one with the tongue.
What? No.
Oh no! So after the tongue one, we did Reapers hanging from my eyes.
Is that another?
That was the next year. I got the world record for like the longest hanging from like Carolina Reapers hanging from my eyes. Basically.
I have a question.
That's why we're friends.
Mhm.
Are you able to hang something from your eyes now? Because I'm pretty sure if you do that, David may walk away.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. Do you want me to?
No, you can. You need to see this.
No, you're gonna have to wait.
No, go ahead.
You can shit right in that chair. We
Yeah,
won't
you guys
mind.
talk. I'll set up. Okay.
Okay, but this man is insane. It's like every time we get a guest on here, and it's like I don't know
What's gonna happen? Right?
Yeah.
It's funny too because like we never warn anybody about the show.
You got the most warning about promos.
Yeah, you
than
got
that.
the
Let's
most
put it
warning
that
about
way.
than anybody
We
so far.
respect you more than
Or are we
everybody.
forgetting something?
What are we forgetting?
Something that you had to move.
What?
You had to move something.
Birthday cake?
Yes. No, not the cake. The other thing.
No, the other thing behind TV.
Oh, yeah. So, because we have birthdays, TJ and I went to the store and we bought all this unicorn shit because it was the furthest thing from our personalities.
Which the birthday hat is yours. It's all signed by
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, we all signed that for you. That's your
Oh,
hat.
seriously?
Yeah, we signed it for you.
It's literally signed for you.
Amazing.
So,
Thank
well,
you.
we got something else.
There you go. I knew you'd figure it out
Well,
eventually.
we know you don't do candy, but we weren't sure if you were going to bring a sword or not, so we got you a piñata.
We were hoping you'd cut it open, but you know,
Yeah, like, we
maybe.
weren't sure
Wait,
what
hold on.
was happening.
Take it home and film yourself cutting it open.
I will do that.
All right, awesome.
Oh, I hear metal on metal.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. I
Oh,
wasn't really prepared for this.
Excited about this? We got you a birthday present, dude.
Oh,
This is for you.
thank you. Oh,
Like, this is my kids. So
well, that's super
there's a
sweet.
USB in there too.
And the bag is yours as well.
Yeah, it's all you. All you.
the USB is my contribution.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It's
So-
the Cheshire Black album. That's the album that I released last January. But yeah, if you like anything on there, like I sample everything. Like I worked with Jay on the track. So if you have any,
You're working with him, too.
I was like,
Yeah.
Jay,
We're
I was
also
with
the
TJ.
four of us
Yeah,
are
we're
supposed
working
to
on
release
a
something too.
we're working on a release too. So like if you want to play something, I can sample it and then turn it into like a hip hop rendition or anything like that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have some big works that are behind the scenes that we're trying to get, at least, like, we're trying to get everybody onto the platforms that can help you with things like SoCan and everything.
yeah. We actually
So, and the only way we can get Amanda into those with us is if she starts doing some writing and some producing and, you know, helping out with the composing and that to try and get her into that as well.
We might have to throw that chicken into the oven for like 5 minutes to warm it up.
Yeah,
Oh,
are you
yeah,
getting
we'll
hungry,
find
David?
The kids
I've
were
been
ex-
hungry.
What do you eat, dude?
Because I'm like, there's
Way
like
over
a
there.
web of wires.
Yeah,
and
but
shit,
you know that we will always bring a plate over.
but you're missing the best thing.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids were extremely excited to.
Yeah, it was literally a last minute, like, hey, there's a birthday. Hey, there's 2 birthdays. Hey, let's like throw a party.
Yeah.
Because it's like we can't party right now, right?
Nope.
But because we're playing within the rules of work.
Why can't we have a little fun?
We are currently, as it stands, documenting the means by which we can continue to progressively develop
Yes, behind you is a camera.
while dealing with a complication that is beyond our control. And ultimately being as productive as possible through the process.
That was a really good one,
That was a
David.
good
That's
one,
gonna be
right?
really hard for me to do
Yeah,
next
you're gonna have to top that one.
Wow. That's gonna be really hard.
Yeah,
for me
there's
to do
candy
next
inside.
week.
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna just the sword. I'll cut it with.
Perfect.
All right.
I can't
So
wait, man.
awesome.
Yeah.
I should have bought.
I think Chris is ready to pop up. He's sitting down again.
Yeah.
And he has a bit of a smile on his face.
So basically, I just jerry rigged something here. Well, so I got my rig from my like camera. So you know how heavy those are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wait, I don't want you to wait for
Yeah, you
us.
gotta wait for me.
Too late. Too late. He's
Go,
already in
go,
the action.
go.
Stop, drop, and come.
Oh, my wife is gonna love this. She just tuned in.
Oh,
Sweet.
And now he is suspending a camera
from his eyes.
tripod.
Eyes.
I love my friend.
Are you hungry, David?
Yeah, but
I eat during Grey's Anatomy,
yeah, look
motherfucker.
They just
yeah, that was fucking amazing,
oh
dude.
my gosh, it came out. Oh my gosh. Jenny's gonna be like, did I really just tune in for that? I tuned in at the right time.
Yeah.
He missed the other 2 stunts.
This is by far
Let me
one
know.
of the best shows, if not the best show we've had to
Yeah.
date.
Yeah. You missed the
Definitely.
razor blade chewing.
Actually, as soon as this date was booked, we were all like, okay, we're all doing this. We're going to make sure we're here.
Oh yeah. Like,
We had to make sure as many people were in the room as possible.
Yeah. We were definitely super excited about tonight's show. Like we have a few good ones coming up in the next little while, but this one was really exciting, especially since David, we get to premiere their new song.
Yes. And that's about to play right now.
See, I know how to plug shit too.
Okay, kick it up on your end to pinch.
That's as fast as it can go. Oh, wait.
Good. My ears need to breathe.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll be looking up the sideshow for sure.
Oh, he has some crazy shit.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Like,
I remember.
He's in when I first saw him live at the show, I'm like, wow, like
We definitely have some fun things to do for when the world opens back up. Like
Well, even in the spring, we can go to the park, have that open. We're outside. We can have an open environment in that sense, right?
oh, there's a lot of places we can go. Like
Have our balls behind us while we're talking to people.
Screaming Tunnel, can do stuff down in that area.
Actually, I want to do the Screaming Tunnel, do some fire breathing in the Screaming Tunnel.
Oh, I'm so down.
That'd be awesome.
We'll come get you to do that.
Yeah, somebody will drive down to pick you up if you want.
Yeah.
100%.
That'd be a fun show doing, because that's basically what it's all about.
Maybe we should say that we get to record that show right now, and let's plan it, and we'll pick you up when you're ready, and we'll do it.
Sounds good. I'll do a full body. We can do a full. It'd be cool to do a full body light in there.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm down. Welcome to the Boneyard, folks.
So my oldest daughter. So my brother used to burn things down, and we'll leave it at that.
Hey, I had a brother-in-law like that.
We're pretty sure my oldest daughter has the gene. So when that happens, I want to bring her down to watch that.
Oddly enough, I'm not a pyro.
Pardon?
I get asked all the time, "Are you like into pyro?" Like, I'm not a pyro. Like, I just.
Yeah, no. See, my kid's just fascinated by fire, and I don't know if it's yet.
Yeah, but the good thing is if you show them a controlled environment.
Well, that's why
it's a different outlet where they can learn and do it like he does.
Yeah,
and stuff
that's exactly why I want to bring him down. So
yeah, it's all about
things.
All about the safety. I've had my 3rd-degree burns from an accident that's gone bad, and I would never wish it upon anybody. So that was a crazy story. So people don't know this, but bounce sheets are flammable. They take out the fire retardant in your clothing, natural fibers. So anyways, my crew washed my clothes and dried it, and then a bounce sheet, and I didn't know about it, and I was on fire on stage, basically full body burn for 35 seconds, pulled the shirt over my head, finished off the show, got paid, cleaned up, went home and had a shower. And then I went to the hospital, and they were like, we have scream rooms for people that are burned as bad as you are. And I was making jokes and stuff because I don't feel pain like normal. But yeah, I went home, had a shower, and then went to the hospital after basically 3rd-degree burns from my belly up over my face.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Craziness.
That is pretty wild.
Okay, I have a high pain tolerance, and I don't think it would be that high.
I stubbed my foot and I'm down for an hour. I don't give a shit. I'm holding that motherfucker like Peter Griffin, just
for an hour.
You know what I mean? Just cause I'm cussing. Why did I stub my toe? Why couldn't somebody else stub their shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I put all this stuff around here. How come I didn't see it? What the hell? I'm angry at myself for a good 45 seconds, just like, you idiot. You should have watched where you were going.
What'd you put the fucking door frame for there, David?
Like, who the fuck is this couch here? Wait, it was me.
Yeah, because I've had hot oil from here down, boiling hot oil, and then finished working an 8-hour shift. I was another 6 hours because somebody didn't wipe out the fryer well enough, and there was water in it. So when it bubbled and coated my arm from here down to 375 Fahrenheit. Yeah. And that's a lot of fucking pain. That what you went through, I wouldn't want to.
It was crazy. When I was healing, my arm, because it was in my armpit too, and the armpit area went necrotic. So, and then I started basically they put me on a month of IV and they wrote the line on my arm because they were going to take my arm. And but fortunately the antibiotics kicked in. But now, so I got skin graft. And that's the only spot on my body that didn't heal, was the spot that was somebody else's skin and skin graft. But everything else, you can't even tell that I had 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah, I got tattoos and everything, and they're all still there.
Yeah. The body is amazing what it can do.
Oh yeah, I had blisters that were like, I swear they were this big off my skin from my elbow down to the tips of my fingers.
It's like they're trying to get me to yak, but it won't work.
Yeah, but the best thing was I had it bandaged enough where I could still play. It's the same when I broke this carpal bone in half, like my knuckles and my palm of my hand. I shredded through 3 casts because I wouldn't stop playing.
Because I've had my jugular vein cut open and watched it happen. Yeah. Go on.
I broke my hand in a tournament, a kendo tournament, and this was a week before a band I was in was opening for KMFDM, which in the industrial world was kind of a big deal.
They were totally a big deal.
So I had broken on a Saturday. I went to the hospital. It was packed. Like, there was people covered in blood and they had been burned. I was like, no one's gonna be seeing me with my little broken hand. So I went home and I went back the next morning and they said it, and then I called the other guys in the band and I was like, I broke my hand, and they're like freaking out because they don't want to miss the KMFDM opener, right? But I figured out that the way my cast was, that if I sat down with one leg higher, if I was a classical guitar major in university, right? So I'm used to the whole like classical guitar playing position, right? If I sat with the electric guitar in that position, I could still play. I could get enough of this part of my hand on the bridge so that I could still play. So we opened for KMFDM, and I had to sit in a stool in front of this seething mob of people, and I was like, I just felt like an idiot. But we did
but you did it.
Yeah.
The only reason I went through 3 casts is because they broke it 3 times to try and put it back. Oh, we're not going to do surgery because you're going to break it again anyways. Thanks for the confidence.
Did you break it again anyway?
No!
Okay, just asking.
The man broke my hand. I swore I blacked out for a couple of seconds because all I heard was pop and then pain.
My wife did, so it's not too spicy.
Not too bad.
It's got a toe tap, not so much of a kick.
Toe tap, I like that.
You know
Frozen. You look like you have a guitar on your back.
The pinch on the teeth.
Close. There's enough of them around them.
Behind you, but you look like you have.
Yeah, no, we're good on my stream.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're still going.
That's good.
Oh, I may have to refresh.
Yeah, refresh.
We may get kicked out for a second. As soon as
After my surgeries, because I went back to work just under a year or whatever. I was back to work. Like probably still over a dozen wires still stuck inside my ribcage and stuff from when they sewed me back together.
Good space.
Probably the worst thing they've ever like pulled out of me was like, breaking my fingers.
I ain't had a heart attack. I ain't got no cancer. I don't got we don't even talk.
Have you ever sat up?
You stubbed your toe. You stubbed your toe. You're okay.
No. Have you ever sat up while the doctor's about to cut into your groin into an artery and go, I feel that?
No. Oh, when it comes to my groin, I was just like, what is this?
Yeah, see it's buffalo chicken dish. See when they cut into
Is
my
that for me? Are you
yeah, I am.
Okay, cool.
So the first, like when they finally figured out that I had TTP, they brought me to St. Mike's Hospital because I had 5 platelets. I was dead.
Wow.
And they still took me, and I talked all the fucking way there. By the way,
That doesn't do it.
It was my survival mechanism.
I guess.
If I stop talking, I'll die.
We should make a movie like that.
Yeah.
2 little containers of nitro they shot me with because I was having mini heart attacks all the way there. So if you include those as actual heart attacks, I've had like fucking 30. But I have 3 actual heart attacks I've had. Right? So they were feeding me all this nitro. Well, when I got there, when I got to the hospital, they tried slicing in my groin. But because I couldn't see what they were doing, I was starting to panic. So my veins were collapsing even faster. So every time they shoved the line in, which is a fucking plastic line like this, right? Every time they shoved it in, it would bend at my knee and it would come out like this. And they were literally shoving them in, pulling them out, and fucking tossing them because right? So instead, they were like, well, can you like sign this or whatever? So my brother signed a waiver because I was unconscious-ish. And there was a mirror above, like this big mirror above in the room that I was in because I was at like the operating area of the ICU. And they sliced my fucking jugular vein open and I watched them shove a tube right in my neck. And it was like, the nurses were like sitting on me, holding on to my neck to make sure. Because it's like, 10% chance you're gonna live. I was already fucking dead anyway.
Angiograms are not fun. I had two of them in 11 months.
Well, so then, like, they were doing the transfusions through my neck and stuff like that because I had 303 transfusions to keep going because they couldn't get my platelets up. And then they gave me rituximab after that too, which is a terrible drug, but it saved my life. Almost lost my train of thought. They went to take it. Sometimes, no, bats. We had one on the balcony the other day in daylight. I swear to God.
No, we did. I was actually here for that.
So they took the line out of my neck and they shoved it in my chest. And when they put it in my chest, they gave me Ativan because they have a big 50-inch fucking TV so that the students, because it was at St. Mike's, so the students could watch what was going on. Mm-hmm. So I got to watch them shove this line and it went right up into my neck. And I could literally feel the transfusions going in and coming out, and they filtered my entire body. My entire body they filtered through. And I had 303 transfusions in 19 days.
I never had to do blood transfusions.
Oh, I did. And I'm type O negative blood.
Sure, right. Great man.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And that's what she's been through.
Yeah.
So,
angiograms are not fun.
I had my sternum removed, so I totally understand.
Oh.
Yes. Actually, I was going to ask you about that. I was just responding to you.
I'm sitting here switching things. He's gonna have like a trick or something. Yeah. No, he just got a fact and just.
Okay. Well,
it was funny. So so my heart was in like large, so it was pushing up my chest, like my sternum. So I was 16. I was in high school, and I remember like going to like. I just didn't feel right. And then I woke up in Toronto sick kids and I had like basically looked like Jello chest. And so they took the muscles from my back and like put them over my chest so that I can attach them here. So, and I was told never to do anything dangerous. So then I set a world record of being on 4 machete blades, and we put 1,036 pounds on my chest. And so that was successful, but I think I blacked out a bit during that world record for a couple seconds.
Oh yeah,
like way lower.
Yeah,
I just like freaking the doctors out as they go to cut me open and they think I'm asleep.
I'm not supposed to be lifting any of this shit.
Well, I'm glad we're all going through our stuff. This show really is therapy.
Yeah. I know stubbing your toe really sucks though.
What?
It does. I'm telling you, it'll shut your whole senses down. I don't care what nobody says. You stub your toe, it hits your knee. You're like, well. But if you stub it hard enough, it'll go up into your hip and just fuck your whole back. No, man, I'm telling you, it's a real thing.
I have a really gross story. I have a gross story that would freak you out, but it's really gross. So
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't say it. It's super gross, unless you want me to. All right.
It's not for me, it's for the viewers.
So
this is educational, right?
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, my mom, we had like basically a house. It was like the museum house. I called it the museum because there's like places in my house that I couldn't go into because it was basically like you just didn't go into there. So we had, my mom thought white carpet was great in our house, because white carpet is great. So anyways, I had a planter's wart. I had a planter's wart just like on my foot, and I caught it on the door as I was coming through the door, and I pulled it out.
See?
And like it was like literally like so long, this stupid wart that got pulled out, and I bled all over the carpet. It was crazy, but totally can relate to the stubbing your toe because it felt like stubbing your toe time 1,000.
Yeah,
I wish.
Wow.
I played soccer for 3.5 hours with a break straight through here, just below the ball of my shoulder.
Yeah. I fell down the stairs and cracked my sternum and my skull.
What? I wish I could stub my toe.
Knock any of the food that was in my hand out of my hand.
I got hit by a truck and got back up.
Got stolen by my sister. We should drag me to bed. And that's why I'm sober.
I broke my hand on a train. Long, stupid story. Just being stupid and drunk. And
Yeah,
I didn't want to go to the hospital so I just left it broken and it healed. But I didn't want to have to tell the hospital that I was stupid and like I didn't want to get Form 14'd.
Which was in the next curtain over.
Not the other?
Again, I was drunk. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't have too much spice to it. Like
No, this is actually really mild.
It's a
It's
tingle,
really
not
good.
so much a kick. Yeah.
We got
Sounds like a
unicorn
commercial.
Yeah.
the wrong way.
Oh, sounds like a commercial. He called it.
Yeah. Crystal
You see them pepper, yeah? You know them, Mac? Soulicious pepper sauce. Too hot for tech. XX Inferno. We have 2 flavor. Bring one for your friend or even your neighbor. Soulicious pepper sauce. Look on the ingredient. No fat in it. And we have spices, yes. Soulicious pepper sauce. We have the niceness. Put it in your drink and spice it up, yes. Soulicious pepper sauce. We have apron too. So worth to eat. Just right for you.
They want to shut it too?
Yeah, or if we when we feel it's ready, so maybe maybe we can start doing that.
Let's do it right
I
now.
mean, it's already 9 o'clock, right? And Chris, you're gonna have to exit soon.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I gotta exit.
how about
A story, a trick? Or?
one more story and something else that'll gross out David? Can we do that at the same time? I know you're a
You
multitasker.
see how it's gross out, David? It's not amaze the crowd or wow the viewers.
Yeah.
Do you see the love that I get here?
Don't
Do
you
you
talk
wanna-
to us about love, David. Because you love us just as much as we love you.
But surely you know that once they sense blood in the water, like they're coming for
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Right?
I know. They've been doing. It's been 8 weeks now. I'm just like.
David named this show the
So,
Savage Circle
well,
because of
he
my
said
mouth.
no.
Because of the first, no, it wasn't just your mouth, it was just everything.
Well,
She would say
the way
something.
we treated each other, the food, because we played chicken wing roulette the first night. We
Yeah,
had no idea what we were going to do.
No,
And I was like, well, I got 1,000 chicken wings, so let's do them up. And we have like all this hot sauce. So we did up all these chicken wings, and we didn't tell anybody which ones were hot and which ones weren't.
Oh my God.
And then I put this little pocket trivia on the table, and I was like, welcome to my home.
Yeah.
Right? So we kind of play it like basketball, and we make the rules up as we go along.
And if you watch the podcast, you'll see that I've invited a couple of people to watch the podcast. So hopefully they're checking it out.
Bring them back up.
But we're gonna have them. We're gonna have them in on future shows. So if they see it, they'll know. If they don't, they'll be surprised.
Yeah.
All right.
It's getting a little more refined every week.
Yeah.
Before you do the trick and tell the story, where can people find you?
So Stranger Danger Thrill Show, all one word. So Strange or Danger. Phoenix Fire, FENYX FYRE. Instagram at the Phoenix Fire. So THEFENYX FYRE. And I also have my website. So phoenixfire.com. And you can also, I have merch on Threadless, so you can grab merch from me as well there. So, yeah.
Boom.
Right
And
on.
right here, I am following you on one.
Now you need to look up and watch.
I know, it's all
Make
gross.
that 2. Hold on, because I multitask. I have to get in this.
Yeah, but battery doesn't wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead with your show. Go ahead with what you do now. Okay.
Yeah, I've been on like meeting basically all day, so I kind of have to do some stuff because it's
No worries,
basically
buddy.
nine
Thank you for
hours of
coming.
being. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Sam, Electric Dead, I'm one of your big fans. And when we were kids, we were told, what were you supposed to do to fans?
I love this.
Never put your fingers in the fan.
I was gonna say your tongue.
Never put your fingers in the fan? All right. So
It's
I
a
won't
metal
put my
fan over there,
fingers.
David.
Yeah,
Oh my.
it's a metal fan.
Okay.
Oh no. I can feel my fingers disappearing.
Never
What
mind your
fingers?
fingers.
Oh no.
Never mind your damn fingers.
No, you're not.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Oh.
To a stop.
Fuck! He stopped the fan.
And because I'm Sam's favorite fan.
Chris, I fucking love you.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
my
no,
god.
You are the best, dude.
Was that rated R?
Well, we're 18A on Twitch because of my mug. So does it really matter?
Yep.
Animated nudity.
Mug and they wouldn't let us.
There was no nudity. I didn't pull anything out. It was just it was gene
Oh no,
protected.
we're rated 18 plus.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. 18
We
plus.
know, but
All right, cool. That
That's
was
awesome.
next level, bro. I just followed you. I'm gonna be seeing some of their stuff. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And-
I'm another fan.
You guys should follow me because I can show you what else I can do with my tongue later. I mean,
I feel like Chris just stole my thunder.
FENYXFYRE FedEx Fire. You need to add him because he is daring and funny. Oh my gosh. Oh man. So
Thank you so much for being on today.
Yes,
We
yes.
really
Yeah, I
appreciate
can't
it.
thank you enough for doing
It was a
this,
pleasure,
man.
buddy.
is there
So good to
any-
see you, Chris.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We'll get in touch about the book too. Oops,
Yes.
did I just
all right, yeah.
tea?
Careful.
I
Pardon?
just spilled some tea, I think.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I think I just spilled some tea.
Oh, is that
I
is
did
that a bad
mention
omen?
something about getting a hold of you and a book.
Yeah, we should.
Certainly.
All
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
See ya.
Thanks, Lance.
Bye.
right, been a
Bye.
Thanks,
pleasure.
buddy.
Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
All
That
right.
was pretty cool, man. That
Yeah.
That was dope. All right.
I'll definitely be following that for sure.
Yeah, I met.
I just added him on both, on both Share the Shock on Instagram and the Block Online on Instagram.
And he's also on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jillian introduced me to him at the Fresh Skills Con.
We've done a pile of shows that Christopher was on the bill, and not only is he like a super nice guy, like the things he does, yeah. Like I've seen him do the fan thing before. Every time it's still like,
Oh,
it never gets old.
Anxiety.
It's just
Your anxiety sits there like,
I
ugh.
got chills.
They're multiplying.
That was horrible.
I know.
That was.
Like, can we? Oh, we can't see him on the camera. I was gonna say you
He's
forgot to mention your our on location.
Oh,
our
chef.
podcast. Yes.
Our other co-host. We've been
Our
on
other co-host.
air for fucking 2 hours
Yeah.
and we haven't even mentioned Jeff. We had Ask Pocket podcast on a few weeks ago.
And we
And-
stole his sidekick.
Yeah, only one of them could appear. So this is how he made sure that both of them were on the show. He gave us a cutout of Jeff.
And we stole them.
Yeah, and then I stole his little news
That
thing
was-
from him too. I put it in the silverware
Actually,
drawer.
the first show
I
I
gotta
had
frame it.
beers on.
Hmm?
That was the first time I drank on the show.
It's the only time you drank on the show.
Well,
Oh no,
the,
you drank
the guy
twice on
found
the
it
show.
back at 26
No,
into
did I?
himself.
Did I?
Yeah, you drank that night and you drank the night we had Ryan on the show.
I don't even do that in 2 weeks.
Ryan.
Ryan, is that
I don't even do that in a year.
Wasn't it?
Wow. Yes,
I don't know.
that pocket. That was all the same.
No,
thing.
no, not that night.
Oh,
It's the name
I
of
don't
this
know.
podcast, I swear.
That's
No.
fine.
That's the new
Yeah.
And it sticks in your head too, because like when I left the set, I was just like, Ask Pocket Podcast.
And then we have Ezra's and his tripping balls.
As a
Yeah.
chips balls.
Oh yeah.
So now all we need is a woman to come out with something about a vagina, and we covered all the anatomy, all the
I
reproductive
feel
anatomy.
like you're creating another challenge for me.
Who says I'm not? Anyways.
As if I don't have enough shows on the go.
Yeah.
Listen,
Speaking
man,
of shows on the go,
speaking
We
of
have
shows,
is there anything that you want to plug or anybody you want to talk about or anything like that? And while you're talking, we're going to play the song again in the background.
Okay. I guess nowadays the thing to do is just talk about your social media. So yeah, you can find the Electric Dead on Facebook and Instagram. You can find Temple of Night on Facebook and Instagram. You can find the Wake on Instagram. Our Facebook page is still under construction. And you can find my Dungeon Synth project, Grivnir, on Facebook and Instagram. It's all
there.
It's all out there. Yeah.
Right on.
But you can only buy the Grivnir music through Bandcamp,
Okay.
because Bandcamp to me is the one digital platform that actually
Gives a fuck?
treats musicians fairly.
Yeah.
So since
For
that
what
was
fair is right now.
yeah, so since that was only me, I didn't have to take anyone else's feelings into account. I said I've only put it on Bandcamp,
Good for you.
and that's that.
No,
So,
that's
Bandcamp's the best because you get like 80% pretty much across the board back.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
And then they
those
have their
bands.
free
the Bandcamp
Fridays.
Fridays, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of
Right.
the bands that I know out of very like Hawksetters and Fly and all
Yeah.
them.
Actually, that's where I bought the
they
Temple
use
of
Bandcamp.
Temple of
Yeah,
Night that we
yeah, a
use.
lot of the local Toronto
Including,
bands
I
as
thought I
well.
was wearing a Bad Mardigan.
The Electric Dead
That's another
song.
band I gotta give a
Yeah,
shout.
yeah,
They're
it's like-
awesome.
I've got the app on my phone. Use it just like whatever music app you have. Because your whole library just travels with you, and it's awesome.
Right on.
I have a Bandcamp. I'm going to start using it for my mixes.
Likewise.
My mixes for the Terrell Effect.
At least we're not Nintendo.
It just died.
What, the phone?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
We're Nintendo. So are we done?
You can still hear us, right?
Yeah, no, we're sideways on there, so
That's because it died.
give me a second.
Careful now.
Yeah.
No, we can call her, man.
Okay.
We'll just call her up as long as they can hear us as we go out.
Yeah, they can hear
you
stuff,
do some
so
shout outs and everything.
Did
Yeah.
the shout-outs that did just not work?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
they
they
all
did.
worked. Everything
Sorry,
worked. Okay, well, we can, David, if you want to go into announcer mode and
you
get
gotta
everything
hit me with
going.
the cues. All right. ladies
Hold
and
on a
gentlemen.
second here.
Hold
I
on.
need to save. I'm old.
Let the old man get his fucking glasses on
Hey,
first.
let's let the song finish. We gotta let the song finish. Pay the man some respect, you know. I mean, he didn't come out here to have his song featured, and hopefully y'all heard it. And if you didn't hear it tonight, y'all gonna hear it next week on the Terrell Effect. Yeah, that's on Saturdays. It usually happens before this madness we call a podcast, the potluck podcast. There's definitely some good stuff going on here.
And here we go.
All right,
Let's do our rounds.
We are back. Now, Exposed North, in conjunction with Culture Shock, proudly sponsor and present to you, in part, this show. Also, Candid Conversations, which is available on Wednesdays.
And we have a big show at the end of the month.
And we have a big show on February 24th that you're going to want to tune into. It has some information about the transit system that is really required for those who might travel it. So you tune in and make sure you get that info. That daughter time happens periodically through the week, and my daughter joins me for a podcast, and we like to, channel up and shoot the breeze. We also have Tough Talks with Tilly and the Block. I unfortunately lost my Tough Talks title this past week at Royal Rumble because Tilly did beat me with the predictions, but it's all good. We're going to battle for that again at Battlegrounds. So outside of that, we have the Terrell Effect that happens every Saturday at around 12 p.m. So tune in to that. And I got to thank the Boneyard as well as
I'm like, yeah.
And he just heard his name, he just went up, yeah. The Boneyard and Sofa City Sounds, as well as DUI, Chris Campbell, Sam Crowley, and the Savage Circle. For all of us here, I'd like to say thank you and have yourself a good night while we give you an idea of
what's next week.
Play it loud, play it proud.
This one? Is that the first one?
First one, yep. Yeah. Good old time.
There you go.
This is what's next week.
All right, so I want to thank y'all again for watching the Savage Circle. Tune in next week where we have those guests you saw listed. And just like that, we go.